What's up, guys? Trail here, better known as Budget Bill, and this is your second stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Thursday, October the 29th. I hope you guys are having a beautiful morning thus far, as the White House, the House Democrats, and President Trump announced on Tuesday that striking a deal on a second stimulus package will not happen before Election Day. We also have some good news for those who live in Colorado and North Carolina. Those who live in Colorado may be entitled to a $375 stimulus check. And then we have the IRS is extending the deadline for those who still haven't received their dependent stimulus check from the CARES Act that was back in March. And then a twisting story on how people that are incarcerated are now eligible to receive a $1,200 stimulus check. Those are just some of the topics that we are going to cover today. But before we get started, if you could go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. It definitely means a lot and it's completely free to do so. Also, be sure to click the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want an opportunity to receive 2 free stocks worth up to $1,600, all you have to do is download the Webull Investing app using the link down below. Then deposit $100 into your account. Now those 2 free stocks will be worth a minimum of $8 each and up to a maximum of $1,600. Now, if you do decide to join, let me know down in the comments section on which stocks you actually receive for free. In addition, if you think that Congress should get off their pass this bill before Election Day and send you your stimulus checks right afterwards, then go ahead and smash that like button and let's get this video to 500 likes before the day is over. What's up, guys, and what a roller coaster that we have been riding on. Most of us here or watching these videos are waiting for the second stimulus package to be signed into legislation and our $1,200 stimulus checks to be deposited into our bank accounts within 7 days. Now, if I can just speak for most of us, we feel like they have just been stringing us along while they play politics and work on their base and their personal agenda. And on top of that, all of this is going on while we are in the middle of a 2020 presidential election. So, on Tuesday, we had the White House, Nancy Pelosi, and President Trump announce that a stimulus package relief bill will not be done by Election Day. Several efforts were made over the past 2 weeks to finalize the wording in the stimulus proposal, but both sides were just unable to agree on a bill. Therefore, pushing the deadline to the final hour in order to strike a deal by Election Day. Unfortunately, both sides could not agree and ultimately plan on waiting until after the election is over. Now, of course, both parties went on to blame one another with very harsh remarks. Nancy Pelosi slammed the Trump administration for having failed miserably to pass a second stimulus package before Americans head to the polls next week. Pelosi said that hundreds of thousands are dead because the White House resisted science at the expense of lives, livelihoods, and the life of our democracy. Then President Trump fired back and said that Nancy Pelosi is only interested in bailing out badly run, crime-ridden Democratic cities and states. Trump insisted that his administration will be interested in passing the best stimulus package that you have ever seen after he wins the election on November the 4th. He went on to say that he believes the Republican Party is going to take control of the House again because of Nancy Pelosi. Meanwhile, the stock market has continued its downward spiral as the negotiation talks have ended and no stimulus package is in sight. The stock market tumbled 900 points yesterday before closing down 650 points. Now, moving on, I do have some positive news for you today. This is for the people who live in Colorado. If you live there or know someone that does, be sure to share this video with them. The state has announced that they have approved a one-time stimulus payment in the amount of $375 for those who are still unemployed. The governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, has signed an executive order on Wednesday to provide more economic relief for Coloradans who earn less than $52,000 per year. Also, you must have filed for unemployment benefits during the pandemic. They are expecting to give out these $375 stimulus payments to more than 400,000 people by early December. The governor stated that it was clear that he had to do something once he found out that Congress was unlikely to pass another stimulus relief package before the election. The governor went on to say that we simply can't wait when families can't make rent, can't put food on their table, or worried about not getting their next paycheck. This executive order applies to people who receive between $25 and $500 in weekly unemployment benefits. Paula said that he hopes the funds will be a lifeline to those who need it the most. He is hopeful that this extra stimulus payment can be the difference between someone making their rent payment and not making their rent payment. And maybe it helps someone have Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner for their families. The governor is hopeful that the economy can improve as a whole, but this money will be spent in local businesses and maybe it will help reduce evictions. Now, I personally think that all governors all over and those dang politicians in Congress would be more like this governor in Colorado. He didn't have to do it, but he wanted to attempt to make a difference for someone in his state. And then earlier this year in March, the CARES Act was passed and $1,200 stimulus checks were being mailed to people that were incarcerated in North Carolina. Then they realized that they were doing this and the IRS immediately stopped sending those stimulus checks. The IRS actually went a step further and banned payments being sent to inmates in prison and requested that the checks be returned. Well, earlier this week, a California federal judge has ruled against it and said that you can't just exclude inmates just because they are in prison. The judge said that people in prison are affected by the pandemic as well. So now there has been a rush of incoming calls to the IRS so prisoners can get the money that is owed to them. Within 1 week, they have received over 350 phone calls. So, if you know someone in prison in North Carolina, you may just want to check in on them just in case they are eligible to receive this $1,200 stimulus check that is from the CARES Act that was back in March of this year. Now, regarding the IRS extending another deadline once again, for many people that received their $1,200 stimulus checks back in March and April of this year, they never received their $500 stimulus checks for the dependents. Well, the IRS is trying to play catch up and they hope to do so by the end of the year. The IRS is now extending their deadline from September the 30th to now November the 21st. This gives people a few weeks to submit their claim and receive their payment. They have created a new website that allows you to fill out this form online and submit it. All you need to know is your AGI or your adjusted gross income from your last tax return. Now, if you've never received your additional relief money for your dependents or you know someone else that didn't receive theirs, be sure to share this video with them as well. I will also include a link down below in the description so you can go directly to that form to fill it out. Once you complete this form, the IRS is expecting to have these payments sent out in December. And once you complete the information, you can check the status of the stimulus check by using the irs.gov's website. They have a link on the front page that says, "Track the status of your IRS payment." And I will also include a link to that as well in the description. And with that being said, this has been your second stimulus check update for today. If you enjoy or find value in these videos, please give it a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be a part of it. Other than that, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.